Hey everybody, this is Maria with J&M Garden. So we're going to start our February 2008 garden tour. So let's get on with the tour. We're going to start in the same area that we started last time. So if you guys remember in our last video, these daffodils were barely poking through, and look at how much new growth they have. It looks like they've all come up. If you guys didn't get to see that video, I'll link it. I'll insert a card. But basically, these aren't yellow daffodils, and I think that's why they're taking so much longer to come up. They're a different variety. I think they're a creamy color and have a double bloom, but I'm not 100% sure, so we'll see. And then there's a hydrangea that I put in, and then that viburnum didn't make it, so that's really unfortunate. Alright. Now, in this area, there isn't really anything different. The alliums are a lot bigger. I could have sworn I put in more, but you know, maybe some of them aren't going to come up. This side is a really wet side of the garden, and then this is really gross. I'm sorry. I have an animal coming to do its business in here, so I'll have to do something about that. I don't know. So this guy, I actually did a little bit of research, and it definitely is because it was getting hit by the northern wind. So I'll either have to move it in the wintertime, or just, I don't know if it's gonna come back, but I'm gonna have to probably cut it back. Sorry. I'll either have to move it to another location if it does come back in the winter, or I don't know if planting it in the ground will help it fare better, but it definitely, both of the ones on the edges look worse, look more beat up. And this is just a sedum, but it's actually a little piece from a sedum that my mom has at her house that my late grandmother planted probably 16 years ago at her house, and this is just a little piece. I wanted to bring a little bit of her with me to our new house. And this area I haven't really gotten to work on yet, but as you can see, all the bulbs are starting to come up. I can't really remember what this is. I think it's a fritillary or fritillaria. And some hyacinths. And this is the first one to come up. All the other ones are peeking through, like that one and that one over there, but they're not quite ready. And at first things were looking really great because I thought that we were gonna have an early spring, but all of a sudden it's gotten quite cold, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. But that right there, those are the astilbes that I ordered from Santa Rosa Gardens. I don't see any new growth, but I think they'll be fine because those really like wet areas, and this area is definitely really wet. It's the northern side of my house. And you can see that sorry, the tulips are starting to come out right there. And this is where I have 3 of my hellebores. I did cut back the foliage because it was looking really rough. I learned that I guess next year I won't leave the leaves around the area. I really was trying to one, not have to work very hard, but also just I wanted to leave all the leaves because I wanted them to improve the soil structure. So I only raked the leaves in the actual lawn and left anything around where I have plants. But there are some tulips that are almost ready to bloom. And my crocus is still going. See? I think the blooms last a pretty long time, except for when it rains. There's another one. The rain kind of destroys them. And then I think my dog kills my boxwoods. Like he pees on them. And they don't do very well, I think. Because I think that's the second one I replaced. Sorry for the background noise. This is a Veronica Speedwell, I think. Look at how much growth it has from the last time. And then, so this sedum and this lamb's ear have so much new growth, and that right there is a clematis that's starting to leaf out. All right, to the other side. This side is pretty much the same. There's 2 lilies right there. This iris looks a lot bigger than the other one, so I don't know what's going on there. Some plants do better, and I think some of them are doing better on one side, and then the other, like this rose campion, looks really bad, really pathetic. And that sedum is tiny, but then this iris looks better. So I don't know. And then also this peony on this side, which I thought was dead, looks way better. And then just some boxwoods. I would like to have like little gumdrops or little balls on both sides of my driveway at some point. Some lamium. That looks nice and healthy. And then there's supposed to be a turtle head here. This stick right here. I don't know if that's gonna come back up. I hope so. And I had another hellebore in that pot, and I don't think it's coming back. But I can see my toad lily is coming up right there. And look at this. That is so cute. I love when ferns start to unfurl. I don't see my summon substance yet. I hope it comes up soon. And then if you see right there, let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, it's really, that's an epimedium. And there's hostas just all over, like there. It's trying to focus on my finger, I'm sorry. There. They're just dotted. And then that other little leaf right there, that is a Brunera. So things are definitely starting to come up. I planted some cyclamen, and this is just really sad, but that's it right there. They didn't like this spot. There's the other one. I don't see the third one, so I don't think that one's coming up at all. But I'll try to compost that area, see if it helps. I think it's just too compacted. I am gonna avoid like certain areas of my garden because I don't want to ruin the other videos that I'm doing. But let's see. This area is full of the Burgundy Glow Ajuga right there. And then the chocolate chip Ajuga or something like that. I can tell it's gonna bloom soon. And then this is crazy. This weather has these plants all messed up. I don't know what's going on. But look at this bleeding heart. It has flowers. And it's February. I mean, it's the last day of February, but it's still February. And then here's another one. And that one also has flowers. Those were irises. And those were a really big disappointment. Like those little things in that area. Because although they were very beautiful when they came up, they were like done and gone. Like they literally were gone. Like the same, like within a couple of days. I would say 3 days max. It was very brief, maybe a week. But let me see. I'm trying not to step on stuff because they're all over the place. That heuchera looks really healthy. But I did plant some fritillary. I have to look up the name. I'll insert the name below into the video. But fritillaria or fritillary. I planted some of those over here. They look like little bells. I wanted to get the snakehead one, and I don't think I did. I hope I did, but I don't think I did. And then look, so much new growth. There's one of my hostas, and there is another one right there. I really think that's it for this area. I'm not gonna lie, there are certain things that I have tried to grow. Like when we lived at my mom's house and you know, wasn't able to grow like the alliums, which in those raised beds are actually coming up. There's nothing over here, just I'm talking. Like the alliums, those are actually coming up in the raised beds, but they're not coming up in the ground. But then it's just hard. And this little area is where these tulips already bloomed. Isn't that great? They look so pretty. I think that gardenia is almost dying. So my dreams of having a gardenia and rose garden are kind of falling apart at the moment. I did cut this one back also because I figure I should give it a shot, see if they'll come back, but I don't know. Here's 3 more extra tulips that I had, and this area should fill up with bee balm. I don't know if any of you remember, but I used to have hydrangeas here, and they were getting scorched by the summer sun, like the afternoon sun, so I moved them. Here's a little like mini rose bush that I got from my mom's house. I propagated that. It wasn't a plant. I propagated it from a cutting, and planted it, and it grew. I have 2 of them, so I'll be moving this one too. And this right here has me so excited. That is a Solomon seal. And I bought it last year in the fall, and I thought that it had died because honestly sometimes I'll buy plants and I get overexcited and over ambitious, and I buy too many, and I can't. I mean, I work, I have a full-time job, and I have a commute, so sometimes when I get home I just don't have time to garden. Like, I have to get home and make dinner and take my daughter to gymnastics and that sort of stuff, so I don't really have time to garden. So I honestly thought that they were dead, but they really just went dormant. So I'm super excited that they are coming up. And then this right here, or some must still be, they're coming up. And the variety is called Maggie Delay. Sorry, I had to reach for the tag. And I'm so excited. Look at that. So excited. There's so much growth. And then I have like a bunch of trays of things that I propagated and I'm trying to grow. And then this is the last area that I'm gonna go over today. But there's one of the bulbs that I thought wasn't going to come up. I planted 2 different types. I think these over here, right here, are paper whites, and that a snowdrop. I'm not sure what the variety is. And then that right there in the corner is a jasmine, because this is gonna be like my jasmine moon garden is gonna be the theme for this area. It's gonna be green, white, and gray garden area that's basically dedicated to jasmine. And there's an ostrich fern right there that's already coming up. But just kind of going to that whole topic of there are plants that I have tried, and you know, this is my first this is my first garden. Like, even though I've gardened at my mom's house, like, I never had my own garden. And like, I think last year I tried to grow lily of the valley, and I wasn't successful, and I bought a lily of the valley like at the very end of the year. And this is really, really sad looking lily of the valley, but there it is. I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, but I'm still excited because, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? It won't come up, and that's it. And then basically these are just some hydrangeas that I made 4 hydrangeas out of the 2 that were on the other side of the deck. And there's the last 2. And then I have a bunch of windows lying around because I want to do a kind of like a mini greenhouse made out of windows. And so that I was gonna try to do it this spring, but it's just, time has gone way too fast, and I don't think it's really necessary for me to make them anymore. So I think I'll just save my windows and build it in the fall. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, so you don't miss Jasmine's and I's shenanigans, and click on the little bell so you don't miss any of the notifications. And thank you, and have a great day. Bye bye.